let you guys pick because I want to know where you guys feel like you need some help. Um, Feel free to, come speak up or, drop it in the chat. But if you guys want to run through a threat hunt, at the end of the day, this is just what I want to say. I think I talked to you earlier, Courtney, about this, but everybody's goal should be that now that we're going to be doing something different every day of the week, you all should be able to perform each set of functions without any help. If you can't do an advisory or a threat hunt or work an alert and do conduct those incident response management steps or do the soon to be detection engineering, if you can't if you don't understand that discipline and you can't work independently in that domain, then you need to do more work. That means you haven't done enough. You haven't gotten your reps in enough to feel like you know what you're talking about. Because at the end of the day, in this program, you're not just getting one taste of this, of one aspect. You're getting a high level view, but you're also expected to get granular in each siloed domain, whether it be CTI, threat hunting, incident response, detection engineering, you're getting every flavor of cybersecurity. Now, an enterprise SOC, like Isabella was saying, has an incident response team, has a cybersecurity incident response team, has a CTI team, has a DLP team, has a digital forensics team, has a detection engineering team. There's so many different teams that work underneath the security operations center, and you're getting access to like all of them, minus maybe like DLP or I would say that's like the or GRC and stuff like that. But like the most technical components of the SOC, you all are getting direct experience in. So if there's one aspect of the program that you're not confident in or you can't perform independently, that's a clear indication you haven't done enough work. So I saw a couple people say Defender. Well, one person, I see Richard said he wants to get back into Defender. Ashley's piggybacking off Richard. So what does everybody else want to do? Anybody a Defender from Bella? Okay. All right, so it's Defender. Okay. All right. You guys cool with that? Now, by a show of hands, how many of us can conduct a threat hunt independently by a show of hands? For those of you who have your screen on. If you don't have your screen on, then just put a one in the chat or a zero in the chat if you can't. All right. So you guys, so guys, you can do a threat hunt. Thank you for the people who are honest. If you put a
Yeah, I mean,
zero,
yeah, I think I understand a threat hunt. Yeah, I
so
understand.
Courtney, you said you can't do a threat hunt. No problem. We can solve that. We can solve that problem fairly quickly. So, that's no problem. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to say that. Is there anybody else that feels like they can't do a threat hunt on their own? And a good threat hunt, not no bullshit, not no little rinky dinky one. Like actually, like what type of work product I'm looking for when I say that. Like if you guys don't put a period on something, I'm gonna point that shit out because I don't want you
Mhm.
working and just submitting some bullshit. Odonis, you got to start defanging your stuff in your reports, my guy. All
Yeah.
right. So I can do a rinky dinky, but that's it. No, you ain't doing a rinky dinky and claiming site authority online. Hell no. You're doing a A1 A player. Listen, we're gonna go into Defender in just a second, but everyone needs to be very much so focused on being the best. In this job market, if you're not the best, you don't have a job. If you're the best, the jobs come to you. I had 7 recruiters reach out to me today. 7. And the reason why is because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm branded very well, so I'm very easy to find, and I got the portfolio and the resume. Now, you guys have access to everything that I know and some with this new program we're rolling out with Ben. You guys have access to a senior Splunk expert, and I never like using the term expert, but he is an expert. He is the best. I will be on those calls paying attention and taking notes. Does that make sense? So you guys need to be the best. If you're just trying to be understand what's going on, then okay, fine, understand what's going on. If you want to be in a position where you never have to worry about a job ever again, at the bare minimum, you're making $200,000 a year, do exactly what I say. Post, do the work, get your reps in, Post and stop taking 20 fucking weeks to post a video. Post because I'm telling you, business loves speed. If you're gonna be slow out here, you ain't gonna, nobody's gonna know you, nobody's gonna respect. Businesses love speed. Does everyone understand that? If
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking you to post a report or a video, it's not because I'm just trying to tell you what, it's because if you don't post and it takes you 6 months to do something, what do you think's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Nothing. Because something so small, some so minuscule is holding you up. You have to be fast. You have to be the best. That's it. Who wants to drive tonight? No one? Y'all soft, man. Y'all
Yep.
are soft.
You can
I'm
use me. Let's
driving.
do it. I'll drive. Let's do it.
You want to drive?
Let's do it.
All
First,
right, go
first
ahead.
to
Log into
Texan.
Defender and share your screen. Do you know where to
Oh,
find
Dan.
the house?
Yeah, yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
Dan, is for some reason I don't believe that you can't do a threat hunt report by yourself.
You don't think so?
I don't believe that you can't. I believe that you can.
He didn't say he couldn't.
I said I could.
Oh, okay, okay. I
I
thought
No,
that.
appreciate. I
one team
appreciate
they
you looking
can.
out, though.
Oh, okay. He said raise his hand. I thought I don't know why. I was like I don't know why he's telling
No,
me
raise
no.
your
You
hand
can.
if you can. If you can. Wait, does that mean there's that many people who can't? Does everyone know that? So if you raise your hand, that means you can. All right. All right. Which I saw everyone raise their hand. But don't worry. Courtney, I'll have you doing threat hunts like you've never did a threat hunt in no time. It's not that difficult. Okay. But
I'm
it's
gonna say I don't.
oh,
I'm not an
thanks, man.
expert in it, so that's a no for me. So,
Well,
but
look at see, look at that. Look at that. See, your vulnerability just told Marcus that he can be himself. You see that? So when you're vulnerable and you it's a superpower. Because like you think when we're in class and you know how people would be afraid to ask questions, there's like 10 other people sitting next to you and behind you have no idea what's going on, but they're not going to raise their hand and ask a question. But thank you, Marcus. Don't worry, we'll get you going. Don't worry, we'll get you going. Tonight, we're going to go back into Defender because I want you all to understand this tool, and I know Defender really well. And I like Defender, it's a great tool. Okay, cool. So we're logged into Defender. So I told you guys this last week. When you get into a tool, do exactly what Richard was just doing in CrowdStrike, which is go through all the tabs and modules, get familiar, read, look at what's on the screen, where things are, because that's how you get familiar when you know, like right now we want to go look at some alerts and incidents. So, where do you think we're going to go for that? Well, there you go. You got it. Now, based on what we talked about 2 weeks ago, okay? Now, mind you, if you're just watching Odonis's screen or my screen and you're not actually using your own mouse and clicking, you will not remember these steps. So, Bella, you said you want to learn Defender? Well, log into Defender and follow these steps. After we go through this, you should be going through these steps and being like, okay, let me click here, let me go there. If you don't do it yourself, you will forget. If you've never used the tool, well, grab your notebook and your pen and start taking notes. Class is in session. And don't you ever use the word class. All right. So, incidents and alerts. What's the difference between an incident and an alert? Somebody tell me. Okay. Well, an alert or a series of alerts can make up a
Incident.
thank you. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know
So
we
an
went over
alert,
it
you could
last
think.
time on here. You said that like in Defender, an incident can contain plenty of alerts making up that incident.
So essentially, alerts, and what are alerts made up of?
Vulnerabilities.
Events, right? An alert is just, hey, this event, this happened. It can be one event or it can be a series of events, right? So Adonis, we're right now looking at incidents. So why don't you click on, do you guys want to work on something new or do you want to work on some, like, do you want to pick up on the last one we did or do you want to do something different? Let's click on that multi-stage incident involving privilege escalation. So right now we just clicked on an incident. Now, this incident has multiple alerts attributing to this incident. So it's not just like here's one alert or two alerts and then there's the incident. All of these different alerts are attributing to this incident, meaning all this activity is related. Now, each one of these individual alerts on the left-hand side have a have a series of events or time-stamped events that have taken place, right? That triggered these alerts. So this, how many alerts are attributed to this incident?
22.
What's the name of the alert? What's the name of the incident?
The ID 20 multi-stage incident involving privilege escalation.
Multi-stage incident. Read the incident. It says multi-stage incident involving privilege escalation on one endpoint, right? Okay. So going, and I told you guys, what are some of the important tabs to pay attention to? We talked about the attack story. Now, the attack story summarizes the alerts. Essentially, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the attack story. So, and then you'll see in the alerts tab, those are the actual alerts. Pretty similar to what we're already seeing in the attack story. But you can see that in the alerts tab, you have all these different alerts. You have potential human operated malicious activity with a high severity label, which categorizes as credential access. You have some other alerts in there that are categorized as defense evasion, privilege escalation, malware. You see an active malware right there, which is labeled as a low severity, terminated by system. So that was terminated by the system. Maybe that's why it's labeled as low. But we're just now getting a feel for what assets are involved in this incident. What assets? What user? What host name? Where do we find that information?
In the summary.
Technically, I guess we could, right? But wouldn't you want to look at assets and
Just
assets
click on
tab?
assets.
Mm-hmm. Devices. So we got the actual host. What kind of host is that? Like what kind of endpoint are we looking at? A domain controller, a workstation, a desktop, or what?
The
The
desktop.
desktop.
So it's just a workstation. It's not a server. It's not a domain controller. That's good because if it's a server or domain controller, that raises the severity of it. What users involved? Red Atomic. Okay, we've seen that before. Good. Now let's go back into click on activities. What do we see there? Okay, so we see suspicious sequence of what was that? Expiration activities automatically correlated to incident 20. So, okay, good. Just more information. So, typically, whenever we get these incidents, the first thing I like to do is look at just some of the information in the different tabs that's presenting to us just to get familiar and get additional context. Then, what I like to do is I go back into the attack story. And then what we're going to do, once you click in the attack story, this is the typical layout. So, Adonis, do us a favor. You can see in this middle pane that you're grabbing right there, that's that incident graph. That shows you kind of like exactly what it says. It's a graph. And it shows you at the core of that like web, you have the desktop, and then you can see that desktop is communicating like you can see it has two URLs. It has eight processes that were spawned, seven files associated. The user, red atomic, a registry value. Go ahead and do me a favor. And on the right-hand side, at the top right-hand side, go ahead and hit that X. Close that window on the top right-hand side, right? Nope. Yep. Give us a better view. Great. Now, one other thing I want you to do is you see to the right of where your mouse was, that little arrow pointing left to the top. Yeah, right there. Go ahead and open that up. So by default, when you first get in here, you're going to see a view something like this. Okay. Now scroll down a little bit for me. Okay. Okay, cool. So you can play around with this view. It's important to be able to like understand like the view because if you want to close that side dashboard again, Adonis, you can just hit that arrow on the right and you'll close that dashboard. And if you wanted to close that dashboard on the left, you can hit that arrow and now you'll just be looking at the graph. But we're not going to do that. I would say that the left-hand panel is arguably the most important thing. So we just want to know exactly what we're looking at. So with that being said, what out of all these 22 alerts that make up this incident, what was the first alert that triggered? That's always where we want to start, is the first actual alert that triggered.
So it'll be this one right here.
The top one, right?
Yeah, but it based off
So
the time.
based on the timestamp. Good. So that's where we want to start. Now, do you notice when you clicked on that individual alert, there was a sub pane that literally spawned under your incident graph? Do you see that? No,
Here?
in that middle. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That wasn't there before.
No.
Right. So this process tree, you can see because there's a tab right there, process tree. That process tree is associated with that particular alert. And then if you click on the other tab, alert timeline, in the same window, there's your alert timeline. Again, these are just two different views and you'll get different information. Now go back to the process tree. The reason why I wanted you to poke around with the two side panes is because right now it's very difficult to read because it's so smushed and there's like one, two, three, four different panes that you're looking at. So if you wanted to hone in on the process tree and you wanted to close those two side panes to just have a clear view of that, you can just hit those side panes out the way and now you can get a better visibility. You guys see where I'm going with this? You see why it's important to poke around in the tool and know how to move things around? Even though I couldn't figure out my freaking teleprompter a couple minutes ago, I can figure this out. So, right now, we're looking at the process tree for one individual alert related to potential human operated malicious activity. Okay. And now you can see. So go into that process tree real quick, Adonis. Like scroll back into that process tree, and I want you to hone in on there because what we want to do is we want to try to find the malicious activity within this individual process tree. All right, because this incident has like 22 different alerts. So there could be multiple instances of malicious activity here, which is most likely the case. So it's not just one alert that's triggering malicious activity. It's probably a lot. And so just scroll through here. You can see there's a lot of PowerShell scripts. And we know PowerShell is what? Is PowerShell legitimate or is it malicious?
It's legitimate.
Well, it depends on the context because it is legitimate, but it can be used for bad. We all know that, right? It depends who has their hands on it and depends what's actually triggering. So, yes, it's legitimate, but we know PowerShell is abused and used for bad as well. Cool? Everybody okay with that? Great. Now, let's go down to the bottom. So, we can see here that if we go to the top, so is the top the beginning? I want to say the top is the beginning, right?
Yeah, 8:23
Okay, look at the
a.m. Yeah.
timestamps. Yeah. So right away at the top, we have a PowerShell executable, and that's essentially what triggered this particular alert. Now we can see that it was signed by Windows. Pay attention to that because you can see that Microsoft Windows signage. And we have that SHA-1 there, and we can see virus total doesn't have any detections. It's 0 out of 72. This is legitimate PowerShell activity. All right, we can do that. We can see that. So I think the reason why it's triggering is because of the use of PowerShell. Okay, so Defender is just triggering based on the use of PowerShell. And it's saying that token elevation, full integrity high. Okay, let's continue to scroll down because right now I don't see anything necessarily malicious. And one other thing I want you to click on, go up, Odonis. You see on the right-hand side, you see when you click on that drop down, you also see those three dots, that ellipsis, right? Pay attention to those ellipses, if that's even the way to say it. Because the other two things you're going to want to look at a lot of time is that C device in timeline and the open file page. Whenever you do click on those, make sure you open a new tab so we don't lose where we are. Okay, but these are two particular tabs you're going to want to pay attention to when you're looking at the process tree. You're going to want to look at that timeline and that open device in page. I think the open device and page is less valuable than the timeline. Timeline is going to give you all of the events in the actual alert timeline. Remember, I told you that an alert is made up of events? Well, that's what you're going to see in the alert and timeline. So open device is just going to show you like, here's the actual host name. And then what you're seeing right here, these are all events, all these different events. So you can get a more granular look at what's happening. You can see a PowerShell process was launched by Explorer. That seems normal. You can continue to scroll down and each one of these events, and you can see these are events because look at the top of the column. What does it say? It says
Event.
event, right? That's why I told you guys events make up alerts. So, but at the beginning of each event, you can see an icon, and that icon is very telling. That icon tells you what's happening. If you hover over it, it'll tell you that gear is a process. Okay, services created a process. That little underneath that, you can see there was a connection. That little connection looks like a Wi-Fi. Yeah, exactly. That means that there was a connection that was established, which is described in the actual event. That document moving down right there, that was a document being renamed, which is why it says SVC host renamed that name of that document. That long string of characters is a document. All right. So the PowerShell process moving down, one more down, Odonis, right there, that means that there was a command executed because that little icon represents the command line. Okay. So being familiar with what's happening, the icons, the events, knowing where to look is extremely important. Anybody have any questions based on what I'm going through right now? Anyone have any questions? Anything? All right. Put some fires in the chat if you're not snoring or petting your goldfish, just so I know that you're paying attention, because otherwise I get lonely and I don't feel like you guys are paying attention. All right. Go back, Adonis, to the other tab to the left. And those of you who don't have your cameras on, you're probably doing laundry. Scroll down, keep going down, keep going down. So we can see these PowerShell scripts. Okay, cool. Now, the reason why you stopped right here is because look, use of living off the land binary to run malicious code. Let's look into that. All right, we can see what is this RPC ping.executable. If I don't know what that is, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to do a quick Google search. I'm just going to say what is and paste the name of the actual executable because I have no idea what that is. It's a legitimate command line diagnostic tool. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Looks good to me right now. I don't see anything suspicious there. And based on the hash and based on that, there's no real, like it's signed by Microsoft. There's no detections in virus total. And the IP address is that 127 loopback address. Okay, so that's an internal address. All right, let's go. Let's close this window. Let's close this process and let's continue to go down. Okay, so what I think there was another thing. Keep going. Okay, some PowerShell. Keep going down. What's this? PowerShell changed a
Or
registry value.
malware.
So again, whenever you see PowerShell and it's making changes, running commands, any EDR is going to be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Because it doesn't necessarily know if this user has permissions or if it's within their role or their scope of work. So, like I said, this could be normal, legitimate activity, but we need more context. And that's why looking at the alert and the events associated with each alert within the incident is going to be that's the job of the analyst, right? That's our job. So as of right now, I don't see anything that's super alarming because everything's signed by Windows. There's no detections in virus total. So nothing right now is saying this is terribly wrong. Okay. So potential human operated malicious activity. Well, that just means there could be an admin running some PowerShell. Human operated malicious activity. Again, we're not seeing anything necessarily malicious right this second. Okay.
You got some
Behavioral.
malware here.
And so you have a malware label. Good. That's good that you paid attention to that. So Defender detected and terminated active behavior when whatever that threat name is in process PowerShell exe during behavior monitoring. So Defender basically said, "Hey, this right here does not look good. It didn't like that." Okay. Um, Go ahead and look that up. See, look that up real quick and let's see what it says. But Defender basically, this is what Defender's tripping out on. Detection for malicious behavior, bypass user access control to gain admin privileges without prompting the user. Ding, 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 ding. So we just found the reason why this particular alert within this alert process tree, why this triggered an alert right here based on this malware label. And we can see that it was blocked, right? The remediation stat action result is a success. And then you can see in the bottom corner, it says blocked. And also in the description, it says terminated active. So that's a good thing. And then there's something there's a couple other malware tags I can see. So, okay, this is good. We got a command line here. Again, we have no hits. It's signed by Microsoft Windows. Okay. And no virus total detections. Keep scrolling down. There was something else too. Okay, another malware label right there. It looks like it's for the same behavior, same activity that we just previously observed. Okay, so we already seen that. All right, keep scrolling down. Okay, so this looks like this next one, PowerShell changing a registry value. Okay, no, that's not that one. So yeah, so within this alert, we're seeing multiple instances of Defender terminating this behavior. You see that process in the following PowerShell process. Okay, so this alert is triggering based off of this activity that we're seeing right here. Any questions on that? We're just walking down the alert. That's all we're doing. We're just literally pivoting into the process tree of one particular alert within the incident, and we're just walking through it. We're literally combing through all of that granular information and making sense of it. Okay. Like that's it. All right.
Same
And
thing.
yeah, you can see it's all the same. It's very repetitive. It's for the exact same thing. Now, one thing
Within
I
minutes
noticed.
too.
Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed is that right there, that Defender prevented right there, ver tool. That's a little different. That ver tool right there. Yep. And so an active malware. Go ahead and open that up. We can see it's associated with that T1548. Yeah, go ahead and do that same lookup, that same process just to get familiar because again, you're not going to know what some of these things mean. All right, what did it say? A detection name of a defender antivirus for a malicious technique that hijacks built-in Windows tasks to gain admin privileges without alerting the user. It abuses the silent cleanup task, a legitimate automated maintenance task in Windows and later to run malicious code. Again, this is like some form of masqueration. Go back into the alert. So you can see here this silent cleanup tool. This you can see Ver tool Win32 silent cleanup tool. So this right here is another instance of why it's tripping because you can see here this is again going back to that description, Adonis. This is some sort of go back to the Google.
Oh,
This utility right here is used by Defender for a malicious technique that hijacks built-in Windows tasks to gain admin privilege. So it's attempting to gain admin privileges without being detected, and it's abusing this silent cleanup utility.
yeah. I saw this is a third thing we looked up that is not alerting the user with admin
Yeah,
privilege.
well, the second, right? The second, because
Yeah.
I think the other thing, those were repeats. But yeah, but we can see why this particular alert is triggering. It's because of this activity right here. Does anyone have any questions on that? Remember, there's one incident. Within that one incident, there's 22 different alerts. We literally just picked the first alert. All right, that's the key to remember. Whenever you have multiple alerts attributed to one incident, well, we want to look at the first thing that triggered because then we can figure out what started this whole mess and then obviously work our way down into the other alerts and be able to tell. When there's a lot like this going on, this is very, this is one of those incidents where there's a lot going on, so it's going to take us some time to get through, right? And obviously, if I was doing this alone and I was going through this myself, I would be able to run through this fairly quickly. Again, it might take me like an hour or two to like go through analysis, investigate, write the report, but I'm going to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Obviously, when you're first starting out, it's going to take you a little bit more time because you don't know where to look. You've never even seen this layout before, so you don't know where to look. But once you go, like as we're going through this, we're going to repeat the same process for every alert within the incident. So it's going to be the same process, every alert within the incident. All right, cool. So all this
I
stuff.
have a question.
Okay, go. Shoot.
So let's say if we get assigned something, are we gonna get assigned an entire incident and we have to run through the alerts? Or are we
Yeah.
just gonna get assigned? Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
I had
Exactly.
a question.
Shoot.
So the threat hunt we're doing right now is a reactive threat hunt because it's
Not a
it,
threat hunt. This is not a threat hunt.
okay. Because I was just gonna say it didn't. Okay,
This is not a
Yeah, it's
threat hunt
under
because
here.
it's in this what we're doing falls within the category of incident response
okay,
because an
yeah,
alert triggered and we're just responding to the alert. A threat hunt is proactive. This is
yeah.
reactive.
And I have a question as well. So the only commonality between all of these alerts to create this incident is that's coming off of the same desktop.
The only commonality, I would
Like why
say
why did all of these get correlated together? How did that happen?
because if it's on the same desktop and the same user. So now here's the thing. Let's just say that there was 10 users and 10 hosts that were involved as well. So if there was multiple users and multiple hosts that all were displaying or emulating similar activity, what you would see is a whole bunch of different webs in the incident graph. And within the assets column, there would be like 10 users, 10 hosts, right? That's it. Maybe there's 80 hosts and 80 different users. Maybe there's one user and 20 different endpoints, right? So it just depends, like where, like if the activity is being seen on multiple endpoints and multiple users, they're all going to be attributed if the activity is observed within those endpoints and by those users. Make sense?
Two
Good question.
questions.
Good questions. You have another one, Joel?
Yeah, I've got two. Question one, how would we assign ourselves an incident? And then two, let's say like we finish our report, we know that this is a true positive malicious. Can we take any like actual remediation steps in here? Like like similar to CrowdStrike where you can block hashes and IPs and stuff like that. Like, is there anything of that nature that we can do in here as well?
Yes and yes. I'm not, again, when it all boils down to permissions. And I haven't poked around enough to be able to tell you what permissions everyone has. But yes, you can. And yes, you can assign it. Oh, how you assign it. Can you open up SockBite, Adonis? Because we should be getting these alerts. These should be getting ingested into SockBite. So we should be able to assign them in SockBite. Sorry, not Sentinel, SockBite.
Oh, sorry, boy, sorry.
Yeah. Good questions though. I like these.
Somebody else asked him a question.
Did you just get a denied for what happened just now?
I
Oh,
might
go
have this might be the older bookmark. I'm gonna have to bookmark the new one.
yeah, go into Okta whenever you're going, just go into Okta and always click the applet from Okta as opposed to like from the actual like favorite tab if you favorited it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And then yeah, so I would delete that other, you know,
Yeah, right here.
yeah, I would get rid of that.
You got to get them to change what it says on the pop-up, since it's not going to his email anymore.
Yeah, this is going to be Google Authenticator and everybody. Did everybody? I'll go through that later. Just someone remind me at the end before we get off tonight to enable FastPass login for Okta. Please remind me before I get off. Everybody heard that? Just remind me because everyone needs to do it, and that needs to be added to the turnover. Joel, if you can add that. Okta FastPass login. It's an additional authentication step, so you don't have to type in your password to get into Okta. Okay, so. Thank you, Greg. Okay, so you're in. So go into offenses. Go into offenses because we should be getting we should be getting everything ingested. Okay, yeah, so we are. So now the only question I have is are each one of these offenses in SockBite for incidents or individual alerts? I don't know. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into Defender and copy the name of the incident. Okay, copy the name of the whole incident. No, click on the bottom right underneath there, right underneath there. Yeah, copy that. And we're gonna search for that
Oh,
in SockBite and see if it just if it probably it's if not, then we'll have to see what's going on here. Because I'll have to speak to the team. Uh, no offenses. Um, no, you're in the right section. Um, go ahead and Mm, go ahead and search on the individual alert.
Oh, like w- one of these?
Matter of fact, go back into Sockbite real quick. Go back into Sockbite real quick, and you see at the bottom r rows per page is 10. Change that to like 50 or 100. Right where your mouse is. Yeah, go ahead and then search that one. Search that term. Search that offense one more time. Okay. Yeah. So go back into Defender and grab this particular yet potential human yeah, and search on this because that'll determine if we're. Mm.
Nice.
Okay. So
Defender.
each individual alert is essentially what's being pushed. So, Joel, you asked me a question earlier. Would we be assigning individual alerts or would we be assigning incidents? I spoke incorrectly technically because I said no, you'd work the incident because I'm just used to things being like, okay, if all these different alerts are attributed to one incident, what would typically happen, guys, is one analyst, me or whoever, would assign this incident in Defender to themselves. You can see in Defender it's unassigned. Adonis, go move your mouse to the top left. Keep going up right there to the right. Down, right, up, right,
Oh
up,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
So you could assign this incident in Defender, and then you would be responsible for all of the correlated alerts because this is all for the same activity. I mean, well, technically it's different types of activity, different alerts, but it's all attributing to the same incident, right? So if you assign this to yourself in Defender, go ahead and try to do that. Why don't you go ahead and assign this to yourself in Defender? Let's make sure you can do that. So click on unassigned. Yeah, click on that. Can you change that?
It nothing.
Okay, duplicate the page. Click on the tab to the left. Go back, hit the back button. No, on the other page.
Oh, on this page.
Yeah. Go so make because I yeah because we all right. So go. I want you to get back to incidents. Go to like incidents and alerts, like that main page where we yeah. Go to incidents exactly. Now see if you can assign it from here. So click on that right. Let click on the checkbox to the left. Down.
Which one
Second
do we
one.
do? The second
Second
one?
one.
This one.
Now go ahead and hit fuck is assign?
Because you do not
Um.
have permission.
Wait, what does it say? You don't have what?
If I click it again to manage incidents.
You don't have permission to manage one or more. Let's look at one or more. Okay, so and then hover to the right, like scroll over to the right, like in this middle pane. Scroll like, is there any? Yeah, scroll to the right. Start scrolling to the right. Scroll. There you go. Keep going. Unassigned. Okay, so what I want to try to do, you see how it says?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not, so we don't have the ability to assign, which is we should be able to. We should be able to assign in keep scroll all the way to the right. Okay. So, all right. So, and then you can go back to the left now. So we should be able to assign in Defender, because the workflow should be you assign the alert in Defender, right? The analyst assigns the alert in Defender because how do we know who's working what, right? So if you assign the alert in Defender, then what you would do is all of the alerts associated with this incident, and I keep saying alert, you assign the incident in Defender, and then all of the alerts associated with this incident within Sockbite, you would also assign because it's associated or affiliated activity. Does everyone understand that? Now, obviously, there's 22 alerts, you know, associated with this incident. So it's a lot. But again, if you're investigating it, you're expected and responsible to conduct this investigation. Like I said, this ain't no little, this is not tier one triage. We're doing full incident management. That's what you guys signed up for. So you're expected to be able to do that. But again, the process still stands. So you can't assign it? No?
Nothing.
See that pencil next to it, unclassified? Can you check? Okay, so you can't edit. What? All right, go to top right. Three dots, the ellipsis right there. Let's see.
Merge incidents.
No.
Export.
So what I want you to do is I want you to take two screenshots, Adonis. One of this page, but the first screenshot I want it to be from the other page where the main incidents page where you can literally yes. So I want you to be able to hit that checkbox right there on multi-stage, right? And then I want you to take a screenshot of this because we should be able to assign alerts in Defender. Now, if the SOCBite if the SOCBite team comes back and says that we're just not going to be able to, then fine. Then the new workflow is going to be obviously what we said earlier. Like it'll be like, hey, everyone's going to be working assigning themselves alerts rather than the incident. But in a perfect world, what would happen if I had it my way? We would be able to assign the alerts in Defender, which we should be able to. Clearly, there's an assign feature. So we would be able to assign the alert. Odonis, you would assign this to yourself. Then you would go into SOCBite and you would assign all of the alerts that are attributed to this incident. Yes. Now, mind you, that's only three, but you're only searching on one alert type, right? So if you go back into exactly. So if you go back into here, there's multiple human operated malicious activities, which is why you're seeing three. But go ahead and search suspicious. Go ahead and search suspicious PowerShell or any other one in SOCBite and see if it populates. There we go. So you can still, this is a hefty incident, okay? It's not a, this isn't no small task, okay? So based on what's being, oh, Dynasty, what up? I'm looking down, but you're like, that's my camera, but I'm looking at you right there. So like, yo, what up? Based on that, I think what would make the most sense for now is that everyone should assign an alert to themselves. Would you guys agree with that? Because there's 22, so that means everyone can assign an alert in Defender. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you guys shaking in your boots? You're scared? Who's scared? Raise their hand.
I am nervous. I will
You're
say that.
nervous?
Yep.
That means
Okay,
it means something.
Isabella said she was scared. She raised her hand. You're scared? Come on. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready
So
to get this first one done. Usually it's
so
the first one.
it's the first one, but look, so exactly what we just did. We're gonna do the same thing. So Adonis, do me a favor. We've kind of gone through this. I think we found as much activity, all of the activity that we understand why this alert is triggering, right? We
Yeah.
understand why it's based on the PowerShell activity, based on certain aspects of the activity within the PowerShell script that launched, which is flagging, right? Which is masquerading activity, abusing legitimate Windows processes to do malicious activity. So let's go to the next alert. Let's go to that credential access from password store. So what does this sound like? Credentials accessed from password stores. It sounds like LSAS. It sounds like, credentials that are stored in LSA are being dumped, right? Where maybe we might see some Mimikatz activity in here or some GSEC dump in here, but that's what this sounds like. So Adonis, I want you to go ahead and repeat exactly what you just did without my intervention and explain it to us what you're doing and why what you're looking at is either good or not good. Go.
All right. So first thing, we click the second alert. We're looking for unusual activity. So we see something's flagged right here. Deep investigation. Based off the last seam, I know they told us to look at the project ID, command line, the file hash, 0 out of 72 on virus total. It's signed by Microsoft Windows. So this seems to be just like Will stated before, just it flagging the use of PowerShell. So on deeper investigation, we see here GetNet TCP connection on 33889 port, which is RDP. We have a run the DLL32 file. And I actually did a incident response on this, so this is 100% malicious, but for the people out there that don't know.
So run DLL32 is not malicious, but
Yeah,
again,
it can be, yeah.
legitimate binaries and Windows process can be abused. So we have to look into everything.
Yeah, so it acts as a host, run functionality embedded in DLL files that cannot run on their own.
So you're right. In a previous instance, you were looking at activity that was abusing run DLL 32. But run DLL 32 is a legitimate Windows DLL file. And a DLL, for those, does everyone know what a DLL is? The answer probably is no. Most people probably don't know what a
Dynamic
DLL is.
link library.
Yeah,
Correct.
the definition, that's cute, but I'm talking about what it does. Does everyone know what a DLL does? Because there's hundreds of them. And yeah, dynamic link library tells us nothing. But yes, you're right. It is a DLL. That is the definition. But do we know the purpose of a DLL?
So it's a binary file that's used to like execute code in different resources in different like Windows operating system, right?
Correct. So talk to me like a 5-year-old will understand. Because when you guys tell this technical stuff, speak to people like so a 5-year-old can understand. Right? You're right, Ghazi. But what is the purpose of a DLL file? Basic, like you're talking to a 5-year-old.
So
If you can take complex, by the way, if you can take complex technical concepts and you can say it in human readable language so a 5-year-old understand, you'll make a lot of money. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. I would say that I think of a DLL file as it just it within inside that binary file, it's necessary to have like programming code. It's used to keep to maintain the Windows operating system, I guess.
Really good. That's really good, Ghazi. That's actually really good. Do me a favor, Adonis. Open up a ChatGPT window right now and do me a favor and or Perplexity or whatever, Joel Richards got y'all on that Perplexity wave. Um, are you getting a brand deal from that, by the way? So what I want you to do is I want you to just type in, I want you to say, what is a DLL file? And then give an example of run DLL 32 and explain it to me so a 5-year-old can understand. What is the purpose of a DLL file? And explain to me so a 5-year-old can understand. My understanding of a DLL file is it's literally a piece of code that runs on a computer that is gonna allow that code to share resources because all these different operating systems and components, they all need resources. So different applications need some of the same resources. So it's a piece of code, and I'll go ahead and let this go. So a file that contains code that multiple programs, like I said, applications can share instead of each program having its own copy. So think of it as code that is being used by multiple different applications that all need the same piece of code, right? So, functions for printing, drawing windows, or talking to a specific device like a printer are often put into DLL so many apps can use the same functionality. Does that make sense?
yes,
You
and you
didn't
said
say,
this is
no, no,
part of
you
the
didn't say,
operating
you didn't,
system,
huh?
and this is on this is part of the operating system.
Correct. Now, do me a favor, Adonis. Write it so a 5-year-old can understand. So, say, explain it to me so a 5-year-old can understand. But yes, Courtney, you're right. So now, looking up explanations. So imagine your computer is a big toy box. What is a DLL? It's a shared box of Lego pieces that many toy sets can use. Instead of every toy set coming with its own wheels, doors, windows, there is one big box, the DLL, that has all those parts and all the toy sets share them. So different programs, okay, programs, applications on your computer can borrow those pieces of code from a DLL when they need to do something like draw a window or print a page. What is Run DLL 32? It's a helper kid whose job is to go to the Lego box, grab the right pieces, and use them the way you ask. When Windows wants to use something inside of that shared Lego box, it sends Run DLL 32 with instructions. Go to that box, find the piece, and use it. Attackers sometimes trick this helper kid into getting bad Lego pieces, a malicious DLL, from the wrong box, so defenders watch run DLL2 code. Does that make sense to everybody? So, Adonis, you were looking at an instance where it was being abused, but run DLL32 or DLLs at the heart are legitimate processes, okay?
Yeah.
And it's all the resources, applications, different processes use these DLLs for efficiency. Does everyone understand DLLs now? Cool. All right. If you forget, look it up again. It's very simple to do what we just did, but it makes a complex concept, you know, easy to understand.
No, yeah,
Okay.
especially this way. Like it sticks.
Yeah.
It shares code. Makes it easy.
That's it. Because you have applications, Microsoft Word, you have Adobe, you have, an EDR, all of these different applications, okay? And I think did it use applications it used application or what did it say? All these different, um, it said
Programs.
programs. All of these different programs and applications, they all need to leverage the same resources in some way, shape, or form. That's what the DLLs are used for. It's just shared code that different applications and programs use. And unfortunately, they get abused because that's what happens. So going back now, okay, going back. So you were right in a sense, but in this instance, this is a legitimate use of Run DLL because you can see it's signed by Microsoft Windows. There's no detections in VirusTotal. So far, I'm not seeing anything suspicious right here, but you know you're going to see some as you continue to move down the line. And so that's what we want to look at. And also, don't forget, you just closed the window, but go back up. You're looking at go back to where you just were right a second ago, right? Is this it? So you're looking
Yeah,
at
this is
Run
it.
DLL 32. Okay, cool. Don't forget to poke around in some of those sub windows. So like go down a little bit and look at like what that other com SVC, let's see, Microsoft Corp. Okay, cool. Yep, keep going. You have a hash there, but yeah, so far nothing in here. Okay. Yeah, nothing in here so far is suspicious because it probably would have triggered. So keep going down. You're going to do the same exact thing. You guys see what we're doing? It's time consuming, but the more you do it, the more you'll get familiar and you'll start getting used to, right, what you're seeing. That's most likely going to be, I want to say clean because I don't see any detections. Yeah, no hits. Okay. So that again, and when you don't get a hit in VirusTotal, doesn't always mean it's clean. It could be something that's never been seen before. It could be custom script, right? Which would explain why maybe it's never been seen before if it hasn't been put to use and abuse. But so far, I don't see anything that's too, you know, suspicious. PowerShell executed a script. Okay. So looks pretty good. Keep going. And always, again, remember when I told you guys when you're doing a threat hunt to do a control F and then search on IOC or the word indicator so you can see within the article if it's worth anything? Because a lot of times we could spend our whole time looking through the entire article only to get to the end and there's no indicators, right? I'm speaking from a threat hunting perspective. So when you're looking at this, before you start going granular into each individual process that hit, go through the whole entire list real quick and see if there's anything else. You can see, all right, there's a lot of PowerShell script. And look at that.
Yeah.
You got some malware label. You see, so most of the action is happening at the bottom of the process tree, just from what we're seeing so far, right? Would you agree? Right here,
Yeah.
boom, we got a malware label. Very similar to what we saw, but prevented execution of some Trojan that is found in the command line right there. Okay. So that's definitely interesting. And if he doesn't know something, which more likely than not, 90% of the time, you're not. He does what is. Okay, it's a malicious Trojan detected by Defender that can perform unauthorized actions. We just seen something very similar in the alert before. It literally did the same thing, just on a different file. All right. In this case, it seems like it's designed to be like a backdoor, which is why this alert is triggering. Okay. So we have some Trojan activity here, which is the malware
Blocked.
Trojan type. So it was blocked. Okay, good. Credentials accessed. Good night, Dynasty. Get me my video.
Night.
Good to see you. We love you.
Okay, good night,
We
yeah.
love, we love you.
Good night.
Okay. Scroll down, scroll down. Um, we got what we got. Okay, so we got a quarantine. Okay, so that means something was quarantined. All right. So it didn't like that. Yep. And so and one thing to point out too, you see all that red right there? If you hover to the ellipsis to the right, go to hover to the right real quick. One lower. Yeah, right click. And then you can see in timeline. So when you click see in timeline, right click, right click, right click. Yeah, open it. Exactly. This gives you a more granular view into the specific events related to the process that it's triggering on, right? So you can even get more granular. I know it never ends, right? But again, these are the individual events. So scroll up real quick, Adonis, right there. So You can see here, the credential access from password stores, that particular event is what we were looking at in the process tree, right? And so you can look at newer results if you load newer results, but you can also look at what happened before that. If you keep scrolling down, it'll show you what happened before that event triggered or before that process triggered, okay? So this provides additional context, okay? I know it's like never
Yeah, it's a
ending,
lot.
but it's a lot. Yeah, this is why, yeah, because it's complex. So go back to the other tab.
But I love how fast it is.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm kind of going into a lot of details because I want you guys to know where to look. Okay. This is a repeatable process. So understanding where to find certain information, this is what the job is, right? It's not that difficult, but you guys have never done it before. That's all. All right. So, all right, keep going. Let's keep going through this stuff. So we have some more malware labels,
Same
PowerShell.
thing,
Yep.
the one
A
we
lot,
just
lot
looked at
of,
before.
yep, same thing. So let's go back and let's try to find something different.
Oh, right here.
Mm-hmm. So PowerShell, scroll down a little bit. All right, so this is okay, credentials access from password stores. Okay. So yeah. Raw. Okay, we have a look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So this is a good find, Adonis. You just found a GitHub repository, which right there, you're looking at a domain. So right now, I would copy that right now, and I would want to run that in VirusTool. I want to see what type of reputation that domain has because now it's you can see that we have a call out to a GitHub repository, raw.github user content. And you can see it's like some sort of storage because it's an S3 bucket. So I would grab, copy, and paste that URL in VirusTotal and see what type of
So
results we
open
get.
it and grab it.
No, just copy, just double click on that. Can you copy that?
Good.
Right, like right click. Yeah, exactly. Right click and do a copy. You got to highlight it, I think. So, yeah, boom, and then right click, and then yeah, and then throw that in VT right there and see if there's anything that is that the full link? Yeah. Okay. PowerShell dot. We see. Boom. So that there you go. So you could see at the end of this domain is ending in a dot PS1. Do you guys know what a PS stands for?
PowerShell.
Yep. Exactly. And you can see here, it's showing malicious as a malicious label. Go ahead and open up one more because we never want to use one form of OSINT. So another one that I look like, open up a virus total again and open up a Blue Coat site review. I really like that tool. Semantic site review or Blue Coat site review. You should, if you don't have it saved, you should. You should save this in your OSINT bag of, yeah, right there. Hit that and paste that in here as well. It'll also populate a look at your boy. Look how fast he's moving. Look how fast he's moving and how organized. Like you can't he won't even ever be he'll know exactly where to find this tool again because he's over. This is what I need. This is what I need from y'all. All right. So, okay, check it out. So it's showing computer information security and hacking. Okay. Um, I'm surprised it's not showing like any red label, but all right.
I
Yeah,
could
because
pull a third one. I have I don't
go
know,
use
URL has two
and now
URLs.
I'm not even familiar with this one, but yeah, go ahead. What being that we have a domain right now, what do we do? What's another thing we should do with this domain? What's another thing we should do if we want to know where this site goes? Because we can't
You
go to
could
it.
sandbox it.
All right, so why don't you sandbox it? Go to CrowdStrike and use CrowdStrike Sandbox. You could use open source tools, but I like Sandbox. Once I started using CrowdStrike Sandbox, yeah, Sandbox. Courtney, do you know what a sandbox is?
Yes, it's like a spot where you can run it where it's not going to actually run on your machine. It's in like a little virtual box.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a virtual machine. That's all. It's like running it on your computer, except in a safe, like not on your computer. Like it's like a dummy box where you can detonate malware but not infect your computer. Exactly. Is that what you were? Because you put a question mark, so I'm assuming we just need to valid. You wanted confirmation on what it was.
I was answering, but then Richard has a
Oh yeah,
question.
yeah. I got you. Got you. So yeah, go to counter adversary operations, Adonis, and then you'll see sandbox right there. And then what you're gonna do is gonna hit URL, And then, Bella, did you used to do this? Have you ever
Yeah,
used?
I was just about to say, for us, CrowdStrike Sandbox sometimes took a while, so we would use any run. It's a OSINT tool.
Okay, let's also open that one up. So what you're gonna do, hit submit for analysis. Go ahead and hit submit for analysis, and then you're gonna hit URL, and then you're gonna paste the URL. And then do me a favor, when you paste that URL, go all the way to the beginning of the line. So like the beginning of the URL, like just hit home on your keyboard, or I don't know if you're on a Mac or Windows, but and then yeah, make sure there's no spaces before the HTTPS. Good. And then you're gonna hit live interaction, interact with live sample. And then what you're going to do is scroll down and you're going to hit notifications, email me when analysis is complete. It's going to send it to your VSOC email and hit submit. Now, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it crashes. It's working right now. But a lot of times when you have, let's say, um, a URL that's been taken down, sometimes it won't work or it'll just throw an error, especially when malware is polymorphic, meaning that it changes its state and it has some code that basically changes the form of the malware. It's all by design. So what happens is when you have polymorphic malware, a lot of times by design, adversaries don't want that malware being like decoded, and they don't want, people like us doing malware analysis to see what it's actually doing. So it'll change its form. So cool, it's working right now. So boom. So what's happening right here, guys, is this GitHub domain is attempting to run a PowerShell script. Not good. Okay, you can see this is what's happening. When you go to that domain, it's literally opening up PowerShell and attempting to run a script. All right, that's not good. All right, so we can see what's doing. So this is definitely malicious. Okay, and this is why sandboxing is so good. So now you can go ahead, Adonis, after you can see here. So it's doing whatever it's doing. Hit finish interactive session. And again, the results will be emailed to you, to your email, so you can view that. But you can see the session was completed. You can continue, and then boom, you'll have, if you wait until go to complete, yeah, go ahead and it's pending. It's still generating the report. Once the report's done, then you can go into that report. You can look at all the indicators and everything that it puts together based on that detonation. All right, go back into Defender. We're right on time. It's 9 o'clock. I know you guys have been here a while, but hopefully this was helpful. If it was helpful, go ahead and drop some emojis. I'm not going to ask you guys to send me a Cash App, but go ahead and drop some fire emojis. That would be muchly appreciated. It motivates me, makes me feel like you guys are enjoying it, and that I'm not just talking to hear myself speak. I kind of like to think of myself as like I'm like the Eminem of this cybersecurity shit. You know what I'm saying, Joel? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know, I'm like Eminem when it comes to this. How I'm gifted with it. So, all right, this was great. This was great. We found some good stuff. And there's so much going on here. Okay, we have something else in there. Okay, I think that's the same
Yeah,
GitHub.
same.
Yeah. So keep going. Let's
And
scroll.
then that's it. This is
Is
the
that
final one
everything?
right here. Yeah, the
That's
final
the
one right
final.
here. The
Okay.
new one is CMD.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So look, so based on this, like we went through two out of 22 different alerts, and we found the malicious indicators. John, how are you feeling right now?
Feel
How are you
good. Been
feeling?
taking notes.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Excited. Do you guys feel like do you guys feel like you could replicate what we just did in a different alert? Like, does everyone on the call that's been paying attention, do you guys feel like you could replicate those steps in like a different alert? Like, we only looked at potential human, what
Look
go
at
up to the
two.
top of that list? Yeah, potential human operated malicious activity, and we looked at credentials access from password source. Do you think that like you guys, the next one underneath that was suspicious PowerShell command line? Do you guys think you guys could like repeat those steps in a different alert? By a show of hands, who feels like they would be able to repeat those steps? Everybody else, come on. I need your cameras on right now. Greg, Jordan, Kyle, Ashley. Who else is hiding out here? That's everybody. How are you guys feeling? Like, do you feel like that was helpful? Or
No, it
seriously,
Very
definitely
and
much so.
helps.
I
Yeah.
Yep.
take I take constructive criticism well, okay? I'm not one of those people that you got to be delicate with. If I sucked at something or if I didn't do a good job or something, like you could tell me how it is and I just, all right, I got to do better. Like don't feel free to Like you guys can correct me, and I take constructive criticism. I prefer you tell me if I'm doing something wrong or if something needs to improve. I do my best to make it better. So did that help or what's up?
No, it definitely
Absolutely.
did.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
Especially
helpful.
especially
I
like walking
definitely
us
agree.
through the whole thing and then us knowing like the base and then we can just build on that
Yeah, tell me.
instead of us missing like missing certain parts.
Tell me
I've
I'm
been asking Moise for the last few weeks when we can start doing Defender, and since you showed us that first time, and it's good to get a little refresher on it too, because I think he said this week we're going to start working on Defender.
good. Yeah, I know he was telling me he wanted to get it's probably been a while since he used it, so him getting a fresher. I like Defender a lot. I've used it for such a long time. It's like second nature. And to
Seems
be
more
honest with you guys,
straightforward.
you know what's crazy? Um, I was using Defender in my job, and then stopped like basically the client stopped working with that client. But I haven't probably used Defender in like mm, months. It's been months, like
Is
6, 8 months, but I can still just I know what I'm doing. What was that?
Defender um a sore?
EDR. So
Oh,
Defender is Microsoft's EDR tool. So Microsoft has Microsoft Sentinel, which is their SIM tool. It basically looks just like Defender. It's like almost like if there was another module within Defender that's their it's very, 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 very similar. So it's
yeah,
like
they're all like kind of like this not the same, but like similar in how you go about them, like having all the information when you go deeper into each alert and event.
exactly like what we just did in Defender, you all can do and should be able to do, but in CrowdStrike. Right? When we go into CrowdStrike, look at the process tree, process table, triggering indicators, like that same process. Matter of fact, if you want, just high level, it's 5 more minutes. Not gonna spend that. I'm not gonna go into detail, but just share your screen, Adonis, and pull up CrowdStrike real quick. Because what we just did looking in Defender, we can literally do the exact same thing in CrowdStrike. And that's why it's so important to be vendor agnostic and be able to do the same thing. So go ahead and just hit yeah, exactly. And then pull up any detection you want. But just go ahead and pull up the process table for me and pull up the process table of any alert and just walk through the process execution details. So, okay, cool.
Oh,
Run
nice. Look
DLL.
at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look, a run DLL 32 executable on a particular host. Go ahead, see full detection details, right? We're going to look at the attack story or whatever you want to call it. Look at the details. Okay, cool. We see there was a file quarantine. We got a command line. We got a file path. We have a hash value. Go ahead and hit the process table for me. Because
Screen go
the
frozen.
process table, process tree, process graph are three different types of same information, three different views. I prefer the process table because it's cleaner and easier to read. All right. Okay, Roshane, I like that. Listen, you got thrown into the fire tonight, man. So I know this is the first time you're seeing this at all, but this is the real deal. This is the big leagues. This is the major leagues. All right, you understand? This is the major. Matter of fact, Isabella, you've been working in a corporate environment for the last year, right? Based on what you've done over the last year working in corporate as a cybersecurity analyst, is what you're seeing apples to apples, or you tell me feedback. Speak freely. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me if it's real.
I was gonna say before, I feel like I'm back at work. Okay,
Good.
this is exactly.
We're the real fucking deal. Y'all playing. They're playing with us. We're the real deal. This ain't no lab. This isn't no boot camp.
This is exactly
It's
like,
groundwork, baby.
but like I will say, like I'm just being real. We wouldn't get as many malicious like alerts as you could see here, but obviously that's for the purpose of like learning.
Y'all better
But
stop
like
playing with us, man. They better
it's
stop
because
playing with us.
all the tools that they have in my organization or their organization. So
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
What's the worst like type of alert you've gotten, or like a rough day at work or something like that?
Good question. I should know that.
um if I'm being honest,
I
I
I would like you to be honest, please.
I would say interesting because it wasn't my alert, but we had to like, watch and like learn someone on a explicit website watching stuff on their work computer.
Oh,
Yeah, and blaming it on their kid.
that's
At,
crazy.
but it was at 3 in the morning, so make that make sense.
That sounds like what I anyway. Can you go to process table, please? Go to process table, and I want you to just go ahead and make the correlation, Adonis. We literally just did the exact same thing, and we're gonna finish in 5 minutes and not six. So we just did the same exact thing. So you who asked the question a couple minutes ago? Was it you, Bella? Or someone asked the question of just like, or am I making this up? But anyway,
Oh,
you literally
just a quick reminder, Okta fast password.
thank you. So thank you. So
But
this
to
right
tie it
here,
together, you told me to explain it. Like
yeah.
you could see the parent process is right above it. You can see the correlation with the arrow, and you can see the command line, the triggering indicator. You can see the file path. You can see the hash, the user. Same thing if you were to come over here, and you would see all the connections. If you were to see like this PowerShell, you would see that this is the parent. You get the command line, the file path, SHA-256, and you can get to it's basically like preference.
And it's crazy because, and I want you to repeat that actually, but it's not even just it's not even just preference. The tools are designed to do the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you're using Defender, it doesn't matter if you're using CrowdStrike, but all this is a different GUI. It's just a different layout. But what matters is the context, right? The
Mhm.
context is what matters. Once you understand the appropriate context, does it matter what tool you're using? Because once you know what to do with the information,
Yeah,
right?
no, you're right, especially
You
here.
can
Like it's
literally
similar
follow the same
layout.
steps, whether it's Defender, whether it's CrowdStrike, whether it's Sentinel, whether it's Carbon Black, which we don't have in our environment, but it's not as much of a big player. But we're looking for the same stuff. We're looking at the command line, we're looking at the hash value, we're looking at the file path, we're looking at the desktop, we're looking at the user. Okay, we're looking at all of the triggering indicators and all the contextual behavior and all of the telemetry, and we're making sense of what happened during, before, and after the alert triggered, right? That's what we do. This is it. And that's why this is, I keep going back to it, but that's why I'm like, so I get so hyped because like most environments are not going to have multiple. We got three EDRs in our environment. Three. And you should know how to do the same thing in all of them. So that means if you go get a job at Bank of America, at Wells Fargo, at Microsoft, at a small MSSP, at a whatever, they may be using CrowdStrike, they may be using Defender. Most people are only going to be, they're only going to have a solid skill set with one tool. You all should be able to be confident in both. And I can tell just from seeing you guys drive and putting in the work, you can tell like it's making sense. It's starting to click. I can see it in your performance. I can see it in the vernacular and how you speak and how you maneuver through the tools. The fact that you just did this, Odonis, tonight, it's gonna stick for you because whenever I like watch somebody, it'll stick. I'll retain some of it, but you'll retain like 30%, scientifically speaking. The way you retain 90% of what you learn is you have to do it, use it immediately, and or teach somebody else. Which is why I've been saying this until I'm blue in the face. Start your YouTube channel. Start posting, talk about it, talk to the janitor, talk to your mama, talk to your auntie, talk to your goldfish. I don't give a damn. Just talk to people and practice speaking about this stuff so that you can start to retain the information. The YouTube channel is just a great way to share information and build an audience with you at the center of that universe. So you can be seen as a authority. Authority. What is this authority, by the way? Everyone better get this right. Put it in the chat. Write it. What is this authority? It's two words. There's no other way to describe it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Post your threat hunts. Post your advisories, post your stuff and start doing mock interviews. Good night, Ghazi. Thank you, thank you. By the way, Ghazi, Matthew, Chris, who's not here, Celestine, who's not here. I gave you guys feedback. Yeah, I gave you guys feedback, and hopefully, you guys, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, you guys are good to go. I'll get you access to the Job Search Genius program. Richard, you've been using Job Search Genius and it's been getting good. I've been getting good feedback, so I continue to keep using it. Mock interviews.
Yeah, I
Um,
got a couple more to try to do this week.
yeah, I'm actually gonna do one too because the recruiter hit me up today. Fully remote gig. I was liking what he was saying, so I'm about to get in Job Search Genius, start interviewing for that role because he's an immediate hire, fully remote. I was like, you talking to me? That's all I need to hear.
Hmm.
Let's get it. Immediate hire, fully remote, and they're saying there's no jobs. Hey, listen. Um, yeah.
Feels like there's no jobs. I'm still applying to them, and I keep seeing some of the same ones popping up.
No, there's tons. There's tons. However, one of the things I did just implement that I told you all about is I just started using. Remember, I told you guys about this white glove service that we're going to be rolling out for people to apply for jobs. I just started using that service that I was telling you all about, and I can in one day. I mean, literally, let me just show you guys before I let you go. And then Adonis, I want you to share your screen and do the fast pass because then everybody can complete those same stats. But literally in one day, 7 recruiters reached out. So I'm going to show you guys real quick what I mean by that. But this is insane. Like the opportunity, they're out here for real. They are out, they are operating, but you have to be the best. You have to be the best. And you all are the best.
So I
So
was thinking, if he has this tool, imagine how many other people have that tool. So it's not that the jobs aren't there, but they're getting so overwhelmed with applications. It's like yours has to match perfectly to the description.
yeah. This is, I don't know what this is. Talking about a board position. I don't know what he's talking about. But here you go. Recruiter, how you doing? XOR position available, 100% remote. Oh, damn, I didn't even see this one. I responded, but I didn't know it was 100% remote. But again, when you respond, I use the auto response feature and I attach my resume. I told you guys, you got to be ready to fire. You don't have to do anything fancy. I literally hit the response feature like, oh, look, here's one I didn't even respond to. Hi, William. Currently senior operations platform engineer, New York City, 3 days a week. I'm not interested in this, by the way, guys. I'll send it to you guys if anyone's interested. Joel, you might be interested. But look, it talks about SOAR, Cortex XDR, SIM,
Stop
SOAR,
sharing your
migrations,
screen.
MITRE attack, build and optimize automation playbooks. You guys see why I tell you guys to start updating playbooks and getting familiar because this is what they want you to do. I'm not just saying this. All right. XDR, QRadar, we use that. You guys know about this already. And then it says, all I do is I go like this. I'm interested.
You're not
Thank
showing
you.
the screen.
Yes, I am. You're not
No,
looking at my
he
screen.
is. You got to go to view options and then
Oh, my
there
fault.
you go.
Oh, he's looking
All
at
right.
mine.
Yeah. So yeah, you can change because multiple people can share. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and attach your resume. So I'm gonna go ahead here into my handy dandy resume, which is somewhere around here. That's not it. Uh, huh. It's right here. There's my resume. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and attach it, and then they know what to do. You see that? Hi, thank you. Automatic response. Attach my resume because I'm ready to go. Now let's continue to go to the next one. So this one, here's another guy who I spoke to today for another role. Again, sure thing. Here's my resume. Here's another one for another role. Senior detection and response lead for a tier 1 global equity firm. Not a tier 1 position, but a big tier 1 global equity firm in New York or Boston. Again, I'm not interested because I don't want to work in New York or Boston, but if you guys are, I will send these referrals to you. Here's another one for a senior cybersecurity career opportunity. I didn't even respond. I'm going to. Yes, I'm interested. Hi, phone number. Yes, sure. And then I attach my resume. Same thing every single time. Now, the reason why I was telling you guys about this is because I know it can be like you know, it's I would say that the reason why these people are reaching out to me is because I have a solid brand and experience, of course, but you all have access to the same experience that I have access to with Cytharity. I swear up and down, that's the truth. Um, I don't know where the heck my resume is, but it's somewhere in here. That's strange. Um, Now the only other thing I'll say is though, but having somebody apply for jobs on your behalf is invaluable because now I don't have to focus on doing it and I can put my time and attention elsewhere, right? I can put my time and attention elsewhere and now that what that does is when somebody's applying for jobs on your behalf, your resume, your name, your LinkedIn, it gets into the ecosystem, whether it be on an Indeed job board, because there's a whole system for how to do this, by the way, which they're going to be doing. So what happens is your resume, your LinkedIn gets created on all those job boards, and then someone's actively applying every day. So yes, these recruiters can proactively find you, but they're also seeing your name pop up on their job posting. So when they are reviewing applicants, they're like, oh, snap, there's Courtney. Oh, okay, yeah, let me look at her profile. Oh, wow, okay, let me reach out to her and talk to her about the job. And that's where you start to, whatever. I don't know why I can't find it.
So when
But again,
recruiters reach out to you on LinkedIn
here's
and you're
another one.
responding to them, how often do they not answer you after you send your resume?
Not not often. I get responses almost like I would say 90% of the time. That's like a fact. I get responses. Now, again, it happens when you sometimes don't get a response, right? But that's why I told you guys be ready. Like, here's an example. I don't even respond to all of them. It's so here's an exclusive operations greetings. I came across your profile. Okay, great. So I'm gonna hit yes, I'm interested, but you immediately have to attach your resume. If you don't say yes, just hit the auto response, immediately attach your resume. If you don't do that, they are going to be like on to the next person because speed and velocity is important in this business and in every business. Speed and velocity. Because what if I just leave this message like this? What's the next message he's going to send to me?
Oh, can I get your resume?
Yeah, can you send me an updated copy of your resume? And I don't want him to send that message to me because then that could delay our conversation another 24 hours. And in between those next 24 hours, he may have come across 10 other qualified applicants from Cytharity. He could have come across a bunch of different applicants, and now I'm not even at the top of his mindset because he got impressed by three or four other people because they beat me to the punch. All right. And for some reason, I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Boom. There we go. So look, boom, attach my resume. And now what this guy's thinking? He's gonna think, oh, this guy's a vet. He knew to attach his resume right away. I didn't even have to ask for it. Here's another one. Count them up. How many are we at? One, two, three. I'm not that one. Four, five, six, seven. Big Four consulting firm, hybrid. I think this is Deloitte. I don't know which firm this is, but you can see, look, SIM, SOAR, SOC, IBM Q Radar, Palo Alto, Playbooks. All right. If you're open to exploring, I'd love to discuss further. Yes, I'm interested. I'm not interested, but I'm just going to say I am because that's how you keep, the burners warm and build relationships. And this is why I tell you guys, yo, when you're ready, like if you're ready to go, I'll send your resume because what happens is I'm going to have a conversation with this guy. And when he's gonna tell me it's on site and I'm not really gonna be in or it's hybrid, but like any of these roles that I'm not interested in, what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna be like, you know what, Ali, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm not really interested in this role, so keep me in mind when you have other opportunities that fit these parameters. It could be, excuse me, it could be a compensation thing I'm not feeling. It could be a work from home policy I'm not feeling, the location to whatever. But what happens is we're going to have such a good conversation and he's going to be so impressed with my experience that he's going to trust. And before I can even offer, he's going to ask me, well, if you know anyone that's looking, please feel free to send them to me, right? Because I have already built inherited trust because of who I am. And I'm not trying to sound cocky. I swear I'm not trying to become across arrogant, but I'm not. What I'm saying is because of the portfolio, because of the resume, because of the whole getup, he's going to trust that if I'm sending him somebody and based on the conversation that we have on the 15-minute call, he's going to be like, this guy knows his stuff. If there's anybody in your ecosystem that is interested, please send them my way. So when I say, hey, Ali, I have a guy named Richard who's also working in cyber. He's a colleague of mine. He's interested. I know he's in New York and he's looking. Do you want me to send him your resume? Do you want me to send you his resume? He's gonna be like, yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely. What's his email as well? And now he's expecting Richard to hit him up. So Richard's gonna hit him up and he's gonna embrace him. And now all Richard has to do is show up and do the damn thing. Now you're not up against 100 applicants on the job board.
What about that lady that we were talking about?
Which one?
The one you put in the Slack chat that I told
Oh,
you
a
not to
while
speak
back.
to?
Oof, let me find her. I think I might have dropped the ball on that, Richard. I think I might have dropped the ball on that, meaning she hit me back and I didn't respond. What
Damn,
was yeah.
Will does not care about me, guys. That's what I just heard.
Look, I forgot to respond. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, are you still available?
Should I accept his apology, everybody?
Look, I didn't even respond to these. I'm sorry. I gotta do a better job. I don't be my LinkedIn is just like it's overwhelming. All right, are you still interested? Shit. All right, here's another one.
We got one
Oh,
yes. That's not enough. That's not enough for me to apologize to him. I need more no's, actually.
come on.
Richard Boogeyman. I just noticed
Richard's
that.
a bully. Richard's a bully.
I am
All
a
right.
bully.
Yo,
I am a
Adonis,
bully.
last thing, because I said we were going to be done at, I lied. All right, Adonis, share your screen and let's just do, oh, you're already sharing your screen.
Yep.
Do me a favor and open up Okta, log out of Okta and log back into Okta.
Should we all do that?
Um, I want you guys to I guess yeah, but I want you guys to just watch it first so I can make sure I can help him successfully before I have you guys do it. I did it earlier and it worked. I just want to make sure everyone can because you're gonna have to download. All right, see at the top where it says yeah, click that. Sign in with Okta FastPass. Everyone pay attention. Can everyone see Adonis' screen? Okay, cool. And now click Open Okta Verify on the browser. So open hit. Do you have all right? If you do you have open? No, you probably don't. So do me a favor. Hit download here at the bottom right there. All right. Yep. Because I think I needed to have it like downloaded. Okay, cool. Yes. All right, so you're gonna install this. Great. And then let it do its thing, let it do its thing. So this is gonna allow us to log into Okta with no password now, because it's just an additional layer of security. And we all should be doing that. So now you shouldn't have to type in a password to get into Okta. It should just automatically log you in. All right. All right, get started. Next. Go to your browser. Okay. So now go ahead and sign it. Go ahead and hit that. And then yeah, you're gonna have to, it does require one login before it takes heat. So go ahead and do the whole process again. Hmm. Mm. It's about to get spicy. It's about to get spicy. Y'all gotta stop playing, man. Y'all gotta stop playing. Tell the people to stop playing. All right. What happened? All right, cool. Hold on. Okay, enable. Go ahead and hit. Well, if you want to do your, whatever. Yep. So just finish the steps. Okay, put your pin. There you go. 3 letters. Yeah, 3 numbers. Um.
Mhm.
Okay, it's been added. All right, hold on. Okay, do it again. Okay, cool. Hit done. All right, cool. Hit that. Okay. Um. Okay, so okay. Yeah, that's kind. Okay, so now you're good to go. So now just you could probably here go back, yeah, exit out of there. And then go ahead and you can close this browser tab. So open up Okta, close that tab and open up Okta again. And it should and then sign in with FastPass. All
Nice.
right, everybody got that? So now you don't have to do the whole password and PIN code because it's just this additional. It basically masks your password and PIN.
Awesome.
Everybody got that? If you have any questions, reach out. All right. If you have any questions, reach out.
We have to download the Okta Verify, right? It says
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download that.
you.
Hey, John, we're good tomorrow, right, bro? Bet.
Yes, yes. I'm free in the afternoon.
All right.
Cool. Should throw it out there. If anyone wants to do a threat hunt with me and John tomorrow at 1, let us know.
I love that. I love that. I love that. But yeah, the goal, I want everybody I'm gonna start posting. There's gonna be a couple more things. I'm putting this all together. I know it's a lot, but moving forward, I know people, hey, I can't make it today. Hey, I can, yeah, all that can't make it is fine and all dandy and whatnot. But there's going to be weekly deliverables, whether you can make it or not. And it's going to be a weekly threat hunt deliverable. It's going to be a weekly advisory deliverable. It's going to be just across the board. There's going to be weekly deliverables, mock interview deliverables. And if y'all, listen, you guys want to get jobs. So I have to enforce certain things to ensure the progress for everybody. Okay. So if you can't make it, that's okay. But there's still the deliverables still due. Oh, I don't care if whatever. You got a flat tire. Hopefully, you don't ever happen. That doesn't happen. God forbid. Um, but the excuses you can leave them at home. All right. I don't care if your dog ate your toothbrush or you ate your homework and none of that. Did it get? The question I'm gonna ask is, did it get done? If it didn't get done, all right. Well, that's it. Hopefully, it got done though, because right while you were waiting for AAA to come and fix your tire, guess what? You were doing your threat hunt. See how that works. All right. Any questions? Last minute go backs, comments, anything from the team? Who's
Uh,
annoyed with me right now?
That's constant. So
Yeah.
Good.
I did want to tell you that I did put my actions on my first two incident cases on
Thank
the
you.
shift turnover.
Did you close out the
Actually,
tickets?
I was actually about to right now.
Let's get
Once I
into it.
get the
Come
off the
on now.
stuff.
Come on now, partner. Come on now. Let's get her done. Who's doing the turnover? You got it, Richard?
yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions? Jalen, good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in a while.
What's up, man?
You been in the mock interview tool in Job Search Genius?
Yeah, I use that, but I haven't used the mock interview section yet.
All right. So when are you plan
I'll
on
blow
doing
on it.
that? Because I'm expecting to see y'all. I want to see y'all interviews. You see, the cool thing about the platform is you guys can share the interviews that you're doing with me. Isn't that so cool? I can actually watch them. Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so great? I can watch the interview. You
I
can
think
share it
you're
with
make,
me.
I think you're making some people in here nervous about doing an interview now.
That's good. I want you guys to be nervous. I hope I'm making you nervous, by the way. I hope I am. Because if I'm making you nervous, then we can just get through all the nervousness before the real interview that's going to be, I don't know, cost you about $150,000 before you get nervous there. You want to be nervous here. If I'm making you uncomfortable, that's a really good thing. Thank me for that. You're welcome. If you're uncomfortable, that's a great thing. But be uncomfortable here. Don't be uncomfortable over there when they're saying it's a $150,000 role. Don't be uncomfortable over there. That's a bad place to be uncomfortable. Right? Be uncomfortable here. Because I promise you, the interviews that you guys do here will be harder than the interviews out there. I will promise you that. Because I have to make it harder. So if you get through the interviews here, you'll fly with passing colors. It's not going to be harder there. It's going to be harder here. So that when you go into the real interview, it's going to be a breeze, which is what you all should want. Because I'm literally telling you what you're going to be asked. So if you're surprised in the real interview, it's probably because you didn't pay attention to what I was telling you. That's it. They will ask you about run books and playbooks. How many of us, by a show of hands, and I pretty much know the answers that I'm asking right now. By a show of hands, how many people have created or contributed a run book? Yeah, barely anyone is my point. That's a question that's going to stunt you in the real interview. It's going to cost you $150,000, by the way. By the way, that one question that you can't answer, that costed you $150,000, and somebody else is going to be selected for round two while you're like, oh my God, I'm waiting for the email. Oh, and it may not come because you didn't answer that question. So by the way, that question's coming, letting you know. What else? Let me think of another good one. Tell me an example of an incident that you led end to end. How many of us have assigned an alert in CrowdStrike, Defender, or any of the tools? How many of us have led an investigation, not piggybacked off somebody else, has been the primary leader of the investigation by a show of hands? How many of us? Not everyone
I had an interview. I had an AI interview, and that was a question that they asked me.
from the platform or for
No,
real
no,
people.
like an actual job interview. Yeah, like I wasn't talking to a person. I was talking to an like an you know how do I put this? I guess like in the movies, like they're talking to like a Jarvis or something, and like you can see like the graphics on the screen moving as like the person as like Jarvis talks or something like that.
Hmm.
Oh
It was
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those. It was like one of those, yeah. And like it knew everything I was saying, and it would ask me questions based off of my answers. Like it would actually follow questions. Yeah, so they
Hmm.
didn't put a person in front of me. They put a machine in front of me, which I thought
Oh
was a little
wow.
crazy. Yeah, it was some AI job interview platform they were using.
Do you know which one it's called?
I can go back and in the emails and find it.
Find out.
I
Let us
think,
know. That's interesting.
yeah, I think I did good. I think I could have done better.
That's
Um,
crazy. Wow. That's
yeah,
crazy though.
and it's crazy because no, what's crazier is like, for like example, like they asked me about scripting, and I truthfully said I didn't really know much about scripting, but then I emphasized like all my other software engineering experience, and they started asking me questions about that instead.
Good.
Like not even a person, like an AI like talking thingy.
That's
That's
awesome.
scary. That's
Listen,
personally scary.
the more, listen, whenever you're afraid of something, this is just what's worked for me. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of, right? There's a lot of things that are fear that are, intimidating, right? I know I'm hard on the outside, but I'm really soft and gooey on the inside, like a gummy bear.
Yeah, he is.
But that's crazy. But the reality of the situation is whenever I'm afraid of something, I run towards it. It's a defense mechanism, right? If something's if there's fear, if something's causing you to be anxious and fear, that's a clear indicator you haven't done the work. And that's just letting you know the things you need to work on. So if you're afraid of something or something's giving you anxiety, that is just a tattletale sign that you just need to prepare a little bit more in that particular domain, right? Because the hardest part about these things is the hardest part about working out is getting to the gym. Once you're in the gym, the working out part is easy. But getting to the gym is the scariest part because it's the thought, oh, I gotta get ready. I'm tired. I gotta get dressed. I gotta go get drive for 20 minutes. It's like that's the part that prevents people from getting started, right? But the act of going to the gym is actually fairly easy. So that's just I run towards fear, and whenever I like hit it head on, it's like, all right, cool. If you suck in one particular domain, all right, cool. If you don't know anything about scripting, all right, fine. That's when you start to address it head on, which we will start that I will incorporate some of that as well because it is important um to have some basic understanding of scripting, not anything crazy, but just basic scripting, Linux, some basic Python. And nowadays you don't even need to know how to code. You just need to be able to understand the basics, literally. All right. So,
Andy, you want one? Yeah.
what were you about to say, Richard? I can feel it. I can just feel it.
Uh,
What is it?
no, nothing. I was gonna say I need to do more of that, especially having a software background. Well, disappointed in myself.
All right.
But no, yeah, you're right. It took like an hour to get out of bed this morning to go to the gym. I was cold. I'm like, is this really worth it right now? Like, I could skip leg day and
Ah, it's
basketball.
leg
Leg
day.
day.
There
They
it
always do
is.
that, bro.
Skipping
They
leg day.
always skipping leg day.
I was cold. Hey, look, man, I PR today. I squatted 275. So,
Uh-oh. You hit that hip thrust
Woo!
though, or what?
nah, real men don't hit thrusts.
What?
Only
That's
if
not
you're
for men to do.
Dominican, because you got
That
that.
that's not for men to do. That's not
Oh
that's for the
man.
ladies. That's strictly for the ladies
I be
there.
doing it all. I'm out here.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
can picture
saying?
William just dancing in the gym.
I actually didn't work out today, so
Yeah,
yeah.
look at him. Look at him talking about me. He can't even do it himself.
Yeah. So, but no, this is good, man. Proud of everybody. This is great. I'm glad we got some good work in today. Um, everybody do the Okta Fast Pass login stuff, and I want everyone on here to assign themselves an alert in Defender. Does everyone know what that in Sockbite before Defender? So Adonis, you can go ahead and assign the two that you just went through with us tonight that you drove. Go ahead and assign those
Excuse
in
me.
Sockbite because you can't do it in Defender yet. So what you all need to do is go click on that incident in Defender. And Adonis, if you have a question, reach out to Adonis, or maybe Adonis will be kind enough to put it in the chat which one he went through tonight, which incident we went through. But everyone should assign themselves an alert from here in Sockbite. Okay, everyone. I'm going to be viewing. I'm going to be monitoring those KPIs and those metrics in Sockbite because I can see who is assigning themselves in who is assigning themselves alerts and cases in Sockbite. If I'm seeing zeros or low numbers next to your name, that means you're not putting the work in. And I have to, get you guys to start doing that. So everyone understand that? Everybody cool with that?
You want me to
Has
do all three or just
Just
one
the
of these?
ones that you worked. Now, if there's duplicates, which there is, right? Then you know, go ahead. I'm okay with yeah, just the two that you did. Just the two that you did. Forget that. Because if there's duplicates, somebody else can work those duplicates as well and just assign themselves in Sockbite. Okay? So just go ahead and assign yourself the two that you worked. Okay?
So take one of these and then one
Correct.
of this one. Okay,
Correct.
got
Yep.
it.
All right. So there's more than enough. There's more than enough. All right. Any last minute questions before we get out of here?
I have some questions.
What's up, Kyle?
Um, so since I did like the new sock bite, um, like MFA, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not all the reports that I made, the alerts are under like an old email address.
Mm-hmm.
So when I don't really want to download that and post it on LinkedIn if it's not my name on it, it's someone else's name. Like it's not um it was like YAHYA dot
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you
yeah.
okay, yeah,
So
but
should I just re-upload it, the case, and then
I
even though it's
mean,
like
you could also you could redact that section and block his name out. I don't think it's because focus on the work ahead of you, right? You can download this report when you're uploading it, just like block his name out. You can just like use a snipping tool, like you can just edit it so you don't see his name.
yeah,
And you
but
can
if
add
you
your
look
name.
up my name in SockBite, it might be like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
zero cases or zero alerts because I just did it.
All right, well,
Like it's,
moving forward, I'm giving
yeah,
everyone has a clean slate right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't we by a couple weeks months ago we didn't even have the ability to view. Now we do. We have the dashboard. So that just moving forward, okay? If you want to post old reports and there was an issue where again because of the naming issue, your account was under his, just you can post those report, just literally redact or block out his name and you can put a type your name overlay or just not have a name and just still present that report if that makes sense, all right? In the meantime, until the next week or two when you have a couple other reports that you can share.
So I shouldn't like just re-upload the case SockBite.
Uh, I mean, if you want, but it's just duplicating efforts. If you want, hey, if you have the information already, if you want to do it, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's up to you. Totally up to you.
Okay. And I had some questions like when everybody else leaves. What I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. Anybody else? No? All
So tomorrow, I guess we're all doing Defender alerts, or
right. Tomorrow's
because
Wednesday, so
Moise,
whatever Moise wants to go through, if that's
yeah,
what he said, then yeah.
Do
yeah.
you want us to
So
bring up what we did today? Like tell them like that we're gonna
Oh yeah,
assign.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because tomorrow is instant response. So yeah, you guys can pick up there. Yeah, that would be good. But I
uh,
want everybody assigning an alert and working it in Sockbite. All right.
I have a question because it's my first day back. How do you know um what how do you know which exact alert it is and that someone hasn't already assigned it to themselves?
If I understand your question, how do you know what? if somebody assigned it to themselves in SockBite, you'll see their name in SockBite associated with it. If they haven't assigned it, then they're not working it. And if they are, they're wasting their time because they didn't sign it. Assigning it makes it known that there's somebody's working it. So if you're working it, you should assign it. Otherwise, you're duplicating the efforts. So it's like, take ownership. Good question. Any other questions? No? Going once? Going twice? All right. Awesome. Rashane, it was nice to see you here tonight. Hopefully I'll see you again. Are we going to see you again next week?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna
Okay.
be here.
You're going to tell all the students at HUSAC how much they're missing out on this because they don't
Yeah,
realize
of
what they're missing
course.
out on, bro. He's a world-class soccer player, by the way. If you guys didn't know, world-class soccer player. But you better tell everybody at school that they're missing out big time.
I
You see what's
definitely
going
will.
saying? You see what I'm saying?
Serious stuff.
Serious stuff.
Serious stuff for sure.
Serious. Make sure you connect with my boy Ryan too. Remember, I connect. He should have already reached out to you.
Yeah, I did.
Good. Good. All right. If you need anything, shoot me a message, okay?
All right.
All right. And you're welcome to, by the way, we meet Monday through Thursday. You're welcome to show up at the same time. It won't always be me. So, like I said, we have another SOC manager. His name is Moise. Super cool guy, super smart. He's here Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So, you can also join in as well there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night, all right? Everybody else, have a good night. If you don't need anything else, I'll see you guys soon. Reach out to me if you need anything. Kyle, you can hang back if you have a question. That's fine.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Don't
Night.
forget to sign out and acknowledge the turnover. Thank you.
See you
Thanks, Kyle.
Real quick before you jump in, just question for Will, really quick. Since I assigned the alerts to myself, do you want me to investigate each alert with that same title? Like since the potential human operated malicious, for example,
I
that pops
mean,
up 4 times. So I don't
if you
mind going through it four
if you
times.
want to, sure, but yeah, you can, but don't assign it because there's
Yeah.
gonna, I mean, technically, but like, I don't know how many duplicates of each. So like, let's say you assign like 5 or 6. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be enough for everybody. So that's what I was saying. Like I mean, they could always pick a different incident, but
Yeah.
with
That was kind of like my question too. Like,
I was figuring that. Yeah.
what's your question?
no, that's what I was saying. Like, because there's duplicates, so how would you know?
I
But
think everyone right now needs the practice. So if you want, just assign the same alert, that's okay. Because you still need to be able to replicate the steps he just took. So Adonis, go ahead and investigate those. Make sure that and there may be a little bit more data in another one that you maybe didn't see. That's fine. But I think just for the purpose of getting everybody their feet wet, I want everyone to assign something. And we didn't even have everyone on the call. So there's people that aren't even like that didn't show up tonight that are probably not even going to know what they're talking about. But again, for now, I would just say assign the few that you worked. If you want to look at the other ones that are duplicates, go ahead. But everyone should be assigning something.
Copy that.
Yeah.
All right, floor is yours. Good night, everybody.
Good night, brother. Thank you.
Later, bro.
Later, bro.
I feel like there was something I was gonna tell you, Will, but I forgot.
You can
Oh yeah,
call
the email I sent you.
I didn't.
But I mean, I looked over everything. You know, like I said, if you don't want to spend your time doing it, I think like it. Yeah, we can push out that content.
Okay. I have to look at your emails just so I can be. I didn't see it. I didn't look, so I have no idea. But I'll look at it and then reach out and let you know what that is.
Gotcha. It's a bunch of rum books in there, and then I updated those 2 slideshows from before as well.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take a look at those as well. Thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
no problem. Yeah, I don't got anything else. I'll holler at y'all later. All right.
All right, bro. Thank you. Thank you again.
Peace.
Peace out, brother. All right, Kyle, floor is yours, man. It's just us. Let me go ahead and stop.
So